Okay, lasagna, part 2. Hannah and I have got the meat almost browned. See, Hannah? You can see a little bit from the video here that the grease is starting to collect. The grease is going to be what helps us to spread the flavors around in all of the meat. So Hannah and I are going to start adding the seasoning now to the meat as it cooks. And then the fat that's been generated from the hamburger and the Italian sausage is going to just sort of meld all of the flavors. Okay, Hannah? Give me the two that we need the least of are sage and thyme. So let me have some sage. And we're just going to put a little bit of sage. I know you would prefer me to give you exact measurements, but I normally don't cook that exact. Okay, I need basil. But most of these spices are aromatic. You can smell them as they're cooking. We'll probably need to add more basil. Actually, this is almost gone. We'll probably need to add more basil once we put the tomato sauce in. But right now, we want to add this to season the meat. Okay, I need some oregano in that one jar. Is the oregano? Yep, oregano?
It has
I don't use a lot of oregano. I use a little oregano though. I probably use twice as much basil as I do oregano.
Nice.
All these are used. Okay, and fennel. And the fennel seeds, and we'll add a little more garlic and onion. Now, my wife loves fennel. And so usually when I'm making a sauce or something like that, I'll add like half the jar.
Wait, where's the garlic? Oh, there it is.
So
What's the reason your wife loves fennel?
She likes fennel because it tastes like licorice.
Mom, can I have any pepper?
And nope, we're good.
Oh.
We already salt and peppered it when we first started browning it. Salt and pepper is the things. You always add salt and pepper to season the meat while it's cooking, and a little bit of onion and garlic, but onion and garlic goes well with the tomato sauce. So, yeah. Too bad you guys can't smell this, right?
Too bad. It smells like Italian amazingness.
It smells like Italian magic sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, so the seasoning is going to mix with the meat fats, and it's going to carry the seasoning all around. Now we're going to start adding the tomato sauce a can at a time. Yep, after I do this one. But we're going to add one can at a time so that so the temperature can go up fast enough. So you put one can in, and it's able to heat the single can. But if you dump 6 cold cans of tomato sauce in it, it takes it longer to reheat the whole thing. So if we just add one can at a time, it brings it up to temperature faster.
Man, that does really smell really good.
It smells great.
It smells like.
It almost looks like a gravy with the one thing of
Yeah, it does.
with the one thing of tomato sauce in it. But as it starts to boil, we'll go ahead and start, and Hannah can pour in this second can. Be careful, don't cut yourself. Okay, it's boiling now. Dump it. There. There we go. If you'll take that way. Now, with the second can of tomato sauce, you want to bring the camera over here and take a look at what it looks like with the second can of tomato sauce. It's starting to look saucy. And because of the we're just adding the 1 can at a time, you can see it's actually starting to boil already, which is good. We want to keep the heat. We don't want it to go hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold.
We want it to stay consistent.
In a kind of consistent temperature.
Right.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and add another can.
The tomato paste is very liquidy.
Yeah, and this is what we want. We want the tomato sauce to be really liquidy so that it can hydrate all of those noodles.
Right.
So once those noodles, and you can see the more we add, the more liquidy it becomes, which is really what we're after. Okay. I think after we add this 4th can of tomato sauce, I'm going to need to put a little more basil.
Right.
Because it's starting to smell. See, I guess actually what I guess I'm kind of an olfactory chef, because I'm cooking based on what I'm smelling.
Yeah.
And it's starting to smell extra tomatoey. Of course, as it cooks, the tomato flavor will the tomato smell will give way to the garlic and the onion and the oregano and the basil. But I like basil. Basil is a very good flavor.
After the tomato sauce, what?
We're gonna need the basil. This one.
Basil.
You're gonna have to open it.
Okay. And any other?
No, I think we're just gonna wind up adding 2 more, and then what we got to do is let this thing cook for a while, because we want everything to cook down together. Okay. All right.
Right.
So we've got this.
No garlic or onion powder anymore, right? Or do you think it needs a little bit of garlic?
Let's see. We use garlic and herbs, so we don't need garlic, but we may need more onion, because the tomato sauce was garlic and herb.
Right.
So we'll put some more onion powder, and then we'll put some more basil, because I like basil. Basil, sweet basil. That's from a movie. I don't remember what movie it's from. Can you do what?
Can I smell it?
Smell the basil? It smells basil. What's that from? Basil, sweet basil.
Great Mouse Detective? That's all I can say.
It was something funny. But yeah.
Like an old movie?
Oh, it was probably an old movie, something with Basil Rathbone. Okay, we're going to, as you can see how liquidy it is, we are going to add 2 more cans of tomato sauce, and we're probably going to let this thing cook for, I don't know, we'll let it simmer for about a half hour, and then we'll start constructing our lasagna, which is going to be a major construction project. It's too bad we don't have construction helmets.
Hard hats.
That's right, too bad we don't have hard hats. Okay, see you in a moment for Lasagna Part 3.